So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back over here to Disney's Animal Kingdom Day. I decided to come on over today just to kind of relax for a little bit. Animal Kingdom is one of my favorite parks to come and just walk around, see all the stuff, walk through some of the animal enclosure areas, try to maybe jump on Kilimanjaro Safari, do Expedition Everest, but also kind of want to see what the wait times are like throughout Animal Kingdom on a Tuesday in the afternoon. I mean, middle of the week as well, plus here in a few minutes, park hopping will be happening, so you'll be able to see that as well. So we'll see the crowd levels pick up for that. So we're just going to go on in and enjoy a quick little time here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I do love walking up into Discovery Island, which is the middle part of Disney's Animal Kingdom, and just looking up at that tree of life, especially on a day like today where the clouds are very blue, the clouds are really popping. It just looks like a really good day out. It is a little warm, but nothing like you would normally see in Florida during the summertime. The weather has gotten a little funky on us because right now it's actually probably like in the 70s, 75 right now. But there's a little bit of a breeze, so it makes it feel really nice out actually. Over to Pandora, the world of Avatar, because it looked like it said Flight of Passage was only a 25-minute wait on the app. So if that's the case, I think I'm gonna go try to do Flight of Passage. The big reason why Flight of Passage's wait time is much lower than it normally is one, there is a limited capacity in the park, but also they are loading every single link chair. So that means, unfortunately, being a party one, I'm either gonna get dead middle or dead end. So I won't get the best view of it. So we'll go see what it looks like wait time wise. You can always tell when you walk into the Valley of Morara here on Pandora, the world of Avatar, just purely because of the sounds and everything, how it changes once you walk into this park, or this part of the park. Because you have all the sounds, all the looks. Really does feel like you do transport yourself onto a different planet altogether. Alright, so we're going to come on up this way, because we're going to go up to right underneath the floating mountains, up to where this Banshee sculpture is. We're going to take a quick look at the wait time. If it's still only 25-minute wait, I think we're going to go ahead and jump in line for it and see if it really is only 25 minutes. Let's see. Oh, it's only 15 minutes. Let's see if it actually is 15 minutes. I'll tell you what, it's very weird only knowing this is a 15-minute wait for this line. But I also love just being able to look up at the floating mountains here. Probably won't show you everything like inside like I normally have, because I have footage from all of that. And I'll probably link a couple of videos showing you the inside portion of Flight of Passage's queue and everything.
We're almost there.
No, it only took about 15 total minutes. We're waiting more longer to go into Link Chamber, which actually we're going into now. So about 15 minutes. So 15 minutes for Flight of Passage. Not bad actually. And the line kept moving constantly, but they're not using all of the queue inside. So very, very, very much worth the 15 to 20 minute wait that was for that. I mean, a little longer than they had a little bit of issue with one of the Link chairs in our group, but nothing wrong with that because they do have some issues with that. But y'all, 15-20 minute wait for Flight of Passage, I'll take that any day. I will say one of the best places, quick service places Disney has to offer is Satu'li Canteen. Honestly, it's one of the coolest selections, one of the best selections, has all sorts of meat, like potatoes, rice, all sorts of stuff, and also got a really good like vegetarian option as well. So I always say if you are really interested in trying something that's completely different for theme park food, Satu'li Canteen is the place to go. So looking at the app, it looks like the Kilimanjaro Safari is only posting a 10-minute wait. So I think we're going to head over to Africa, look around the Lion King, be ready for that to come back this summer, and we cannot wait for that to come back. But I think we'll go jump on to Kilimanjaro Safari, try to do the safari, and maybe walk through the Gorilla Falls trails, and then head towards Asia, towards Expedition Everest, because it's posting between a 5 and 10-minute wait. Expedition Everest is my favorite, like one of my favorite Disney attractions ever. So we're gonna try to do all that stuff today, and plus it's just been kind of a nice day. It's not too hot, actually not too cold for once. overall, just a really lovely day to be out at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Still cannot wait for Festival of the Lion King to come back. Still no official date when it's coming back, but all we know is Disney has announced it will be coming back this summer. So expect this summer. So that usually runs between June 21st through, like, that's when June 21st usually is the beginning of summer. So beware, June 21st is the earliest we can see this coming back. I'm anticipating probably right before 4th of July week, they'll probably open it back up. I completely forgot that they had changed out they've changed out the pre-show video now, so it's completely different than normal. So kind of weird. I keep forgetting that they're gradually doing some little updates here and there, especially here. I do know they opened up another animal area. I'm not sure where, and I'll probably be able to see it once we go on it.
As we sit here in Harambe Twin Day, which means let's go. Jumbo friends, my name is Dayreen, and I'll be your safari guide today on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. As you make way through the reserve, please remember to remain seated and keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of your butt at all times, and keep those face coverings on at all times as well. And we are entering the animals' homes, so as a courtesy to them, please refrain from shouting at the animals, making any kissing sounds, whistling noises, anything like that, because although it is harmless to us, it is not natural to them. And on the left, we'll see that black rhinoceros. And the black rhino is a smaller species of rhino that can be found out in Africa. They only weigh up to about 3,000 pounds. But since they still are pretty large, they won't have any natural predators. Unfortunately, their only predators are poachers. So right over the railing, it's a little bit harder to see. But although hippos do spend a lot of their time in the water, they're actually not very great swimmers. So what they do is they either hang out at the surface of the water or go all the way down to the bottom of the river and just kind of walk around. And just up ahead, continuing on the left, we'll see the Nile crocodile. Now these crocodiles, they are pretty large. They can grow up to about 16 feet in length. On the left, we'll see the African wild dogs down here. They're moving to the shrubs. African wild dogs, they are also nicknamed the painted dogs because of their very unique patterns. They are very social, so they do live in packs from about 5 to 15 dogs. And they're also very successful hunters, sometimes more so than the lions, because within their packs they learn to communicate very effectively. Unfortunately, out in the wild, a lot of elephant habitats are actually being destroyed because there are some people out there that are mining for the source of coltan. But an easy way that we can help out the elephants and their habitats is by donating any old electronics, because within those electronic batteries you'll find the same source of coltan that they're out there mining for. Now we'll see these out here on the left. They're kind of towards the front of the truck. There's a little one out there. Since that little one is out here, we'll know that this is a matriarchal society, which means that these elephants are females. And we know that because the little ones will always be around the females, and they'll typically never be found around a bachelor herd. A bachelor herd is what you call a group of male elephants. On the left, we'll see the greater flamingo. Greater flamingo do get their pink coloration mostly from their diets. They eat lots of brine shrimp, which is full in beta carotene. A group of flamingo will be known as a flamboyant. And if you look closely at that flamingo island, you'll even start to notice that it actually is a hidden Mickey. Once again, but over here on the Kofies, it looks like there's 2 females. And the male will be over at the end. Now the way you tell the difference between males and females, males have that mane of fur, females do not. They are nocturnal, so they do spend the majority of their day resting. They come out during the night to hunt, but only the females actually hunt while the male stays behind and takes care of the cubs. Need a little bit more protection. We'll see the ostrich. This one right here is the female, and we know that because females are a lighter gray color. Males will be a little bit darker. We'll see another one over on the left. It's going to cross out here. Looks like this one's a female as well. Now, although they are birds and they do have wings, they're actually not able to fly. but they will reach speeds up to about 35 miles per hour. Warden and the warden staff live out here with the Nigerian dwarf goats. We'll see them just up ahead on the left. But these goats, they were domesticated for their milk. Their milk is said to be very sweet and high in value, so it helps to lessen the need for the village to rely on wildlife for that resource. And if you look at that little yellow structure out there in the center, that's actually a really good example of those beehive fences that they built over in Kenya to help with the elephant migrations. So it looks like the warden is getting ready to set some up out here as well.
Something I am noticing as well is that they are being very particular about in the queue lines. Once you get past like the front entrance area to a certain point, you're not allowed to eat or drink while in line. And I think that's a big reason. It's just they're trying to make sure you keep your masks on, make sure you're not like, you're still doing the social distancing. Because I can tell you, some people still don't quite understand the following the social distancing markers. Because both here and at Flight of Passage, both people behind me were like standing around on top of me and not waiting at the line. So I think that's a big reason. It's just make sure you keep your mask on while you're in line. So if you are like most people and you don't follow the social distancing markers, you're not, you know, putting people at risk. Well, I think what I'm actually gonna do now is I'm gonna come up here and I think I'm actually gonna do Expedition Everest and maybe call it a day from there. Wasn't anticipate spending a lot of time out here. Plus, with the fact it's not been very busy, I was able to wait for Flight of Passage and only wait about 15 to 20 minutes for it. So I got that taken care of, got to do on the safari, didn't wait at all for that, pretty much walked right onto that. I think I'm pretty sure gonna walk right onto Expedition Everest as well. So probably do one quick walk by dino-land over into Chester and Hester's Dinorama, talk about Primeval World and some things coming up with that. Alright, so I'm getting in line for Expedition Everest and it is posting a 10-minute wait. So it is 3:20 right now. We'll see what time it is when I get on to the ride. Okay, so there is a reason why that is one of my favorite attractions at Walt Disney World. One, it's an amazing coaster, but also it's the storyline that goes along with it. I mean, the storyline is pretty stinking amazing as well. I have a whole video on that. I'll probably put a link in the corner. But man, everything about that ride is amazing. And there's a big rumor running around that there has been some plans put in place to try to fix the Yeti. Now, of course, this rumor has been in place for years and years and years. But recently, there was some permits put in place to maybe help suppress the movement of the animatronic. Now what the problem is with the animatronic is when it was designed, it wasn't designed, the base of the animatronic was not designed for the actual force that the attraction puts off. So that means that when they were designing the Yeti, the forces they were getting weren't the correct force readings. So when they designed the base wasn't strong enough. Apparently what had happened was it started cracking, and if that starts cracking, it's all connected into one, but everything in the mountain can't touch. So created an issue of, if they keep running it, it's gonna break. If it breaks, then the whole ride goes down. So they stopped letting it run and swing and stuff. So they were trying to find a way for years to try to see if they can fix it, and they think they have. So we'll keep an eye out, see that it does come to fruition. So kind of walking quickly through Dino-Rama, aka one of the worst lands in all of Walt Disney World. And kind of a weird thing that's been noted is that Primeval Whirl, there's a permit or a contract, a construction thing that's going to possibly going out soon. It states that the demolition of Primeval Whirl. Now I'm not surprised by this. Just recently all the cars were taken away and everything. This has been permanently closed, and this has been announced permanently being closed. So, which just means Primeval Whirl will be going away, which I wonder if this is the beginning of the new re-theming of this land, because this whole area needs a whole new sort of something to renovate it, because it is so, it's not very good, honestly, in my opinion. You do have a cool ride in Dinosaur in the back, but this whole Dino-Rama is very kind of cheesy, if you ask me. So I kind of came up to see what Dinosaur's wait time was, because I know I can see it on the app, but I was kind of intrigued because they always change it based on, like it could change on a dime. It takes a second to reflect on the app. Walk up there, it's only a 10-minute wait. Pretty much they were saying it's a walk-on right now, but apparently it's only running one side. And I don't like when they only run one side to load, because then it takes way longer, especially since I think they're not loading every row still. But yeah, you know, Dinosaur's cool, but there's still a better attraction, like style of this, out in Disneyland and Indiana Jones. And which is funny, I always thought Dinosaur was the first generation of it. It's not. Actually, Indiana Jones is the first variation of this weird car design, like car design ride. And Dinosaur is the second model. So that kind of makes sense, but I still like Indiana Jones a lot better. Yeah, definitely a very slow day. Now, the park is only open till 5, and it is, see, 3:45 right now. Also, I didn't say it only took me 5 minutes to go through the line for Expedition Everest. So, you know, that's at 10 minutes. It's only 5, because they do load every row at Expedition Everest, so the line goes by much quicker. But like the crowd levels today, very interesting, because like you can tell where everyone's at, but then areas where they're not at. So like when I got to Flight of Passage, I was only posting a 15-minute wait. Everyone came over there, and by the time I got off of Flight of Passage, it was about a 35-minute wait posted. So tells you when a ride like Flight of Passage is a short wait, everyone comes to it. And Navi had a longer wait, but I do think they're only loading one group per row. But I mean, just walking around, you can tell there's not really very many people in the park today. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and call it a day from Disney Animal Kingdom. Like I said, not a very long trip out of here, just kind of came out and relaxed for a little bit. Got to kind of do a couple rides, got to ride Flight of Passage. I mean, only waited 20 minutes, so I can't complain. Got to do also Kilimanjaro Safari, which always a great time. I love Kilimanjaro Safari. It's always something different every time. Especially also seeing all of the new goat section as well, so that's always pretty cool. And then on top of that, get to finish out riding one of my favorite attractions in Expedition Everest. So overall, just a really fun and relaxing time here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So with all that being said, I do head out. I'll see y'all next time.